Check my phone right now. Hello. We're live. Never
EA
mind.
minus
Hi.
4.
Hi, Favor.
Yeah, we were just waiting for you to say something.
That's right. Time to go live.
Yeah.
Go, go, go.
Boston was hanging out in the chat like, wait for it, wait for it, wait
right.
for it. Like a never-ending series of 5 lights waiting to go out.
Foster, do you get that reference? Yeah.
No, that's a reference to someone. I'm just going to let it hang.
It's literally Formula 1.
Okay. Oh, the hex
Lights
codes.
out, and
Right.
away we go.
Right.
Follow the money.
On my mark, unleash hell. Yep, got it. Got it. Oh, Paul Bearer. I see. His name is Paul Bearer. That's funny.
Oh,
miles per hour.
That's right. Did you see Sonic 2 opened up in the States to $71 million in ticket sales?
Really?
That does not surprise me.
It's the highest selling video game movie of all time.
Nice.
Yeah, because from what I understand, that first one is a banger of a movie.
It's good. My kid did not care for it. I thought it was really good. Apparently this one is really good.
No, I accidentally swiped left on my tablet. That means I don't like my tablet anymore.
That's right. Throw it in the trash.
Which is ironic because swiping left on my tablet opens up Samsung Free because I can't stop that thing from showing up.
Thanks, Samsung.
Fucking left fucking swipe bullshit. Gotta get show notes ready. All 2 of them.
Hey, there are 3 of them.
Hey, my show notes 2, not your show notes.
Hey, you're right. There are 2. I thought there were 3. I was going to split out the end of the second news story into a third one, and I was like, no. I don't want to do more typing.
Yeah.
All right, you guys ready to start this thing?
Yep. Talk about some games.
Jesus fucking Christ, no. No, I'm not ready.
Well, we had a good run. Thanks,
After
everyone.
that, no. Fuck out of here with you guys.
It's a level of energy I cannot match today.
You know what they say, fake it till you make it.
That's right.
I've been faking it for 30 fucking 6 years. God damn it, when am I gonna make it?
Never.
With that fucking attitude, I was gonna say.
Welcome to America. Get back to work.
Fucking true that, let me tell you.
No.
As someone who has a 6-day work week coming up this week and next week. Yay!
Yay! Boy. All right, starting in.
Which, as a heads up, that also means I won't be available this Friday or potentially next Friday. Just so you know.
Biscuits.
America!
Okay. America! All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another episode of That Video Game Podcast. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpeer.
Hi, I guess, maybe. Hi, hello, how you doing?
Good luck this week, listeners. And the Nymph.
Boston had to cut me and Moon off so that we could literally just start the show.
That's right. The giggling can continue into the intro, but we're going. We're also gonna head on over to patreon.com/E1M1.
The ones are numbers.
The $5 a month tier is a recommended one. Gets you everything. Thank you to Moonpeer and chat for doing !Patreon. Get all the early access, behind the scenes. We had a I guess more all over the place than usual Outcast we just recorded. We learned a lot, genuinely, and a lot of questions. We learned a lot.
We didn't. You did. You did, you rube.
I had a lot of questions. We learned some stuff about some math, some numbers, some cars.
Some colors.
Yeah, a little bit of movies. Got it all, baby. A famous book series, not written by a TERF. We got it all. Sorry, I just gotta...
Can I write that down as a title? Or?
No, please. I don't want to... support trans youth, please. Go donate some money. You get exclusive access to that. That's the Outcast. If you want spicy stuff like that, that's where the Outcast is. Uncensored as well, if you want to giggle over us using the swear words. Section. What's that?
Lots of swearing in those.
Yes. Yeah, those are usually pretty spicy. You also get 2-week early access to We Roguelike It, where Moon and I are playing a whole bunch of roguelikes. We're wrapping up a very good one right now. Highly recommend you check out Dreamscaper with us. It's on Game Pass. And Critical Misses, where we're watching all the media hits Moon and I have missed. We're recording a season right now, season 13, where I have seen something and Moon hasn't. So it's a fun little twist.
Flip reverse.
That's right. Wondering how I got here. Check that all out. Patreon.com/E1M1.
The ones, the numbers.
Moon, what have you been playing this past week?
Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No, I played a little bit of things. I played a lot of but I'm not going to talk about that because all I've been doing in that is playing strikes. Like, legitimately, that's all I've been doing. It's
Okay.
like,
Can't go wrong. Hey, if you want something to turn your brain off and shoot a bunch of aliens, Strikes and Destiny 2 are really good.
Yeah. I'm a little bit annoyed with that game right now because like I'm at the point where I've got a bunch of seasonal challenges that literally I cannot do by myself, which is annoying. So all of the legendary, whatever those things are called, it's like, just give me matchmaking. That's all I need. It's matchmaking.
You're lucky to be
the biggest complaint.
Well, you're lucky to be on the platform with the best LFG, though. I really wish Sony would have stolen Microsoft's LFG implementation in the Xbox OS. It's really easy to find someone for your specific game that wants to do something along with you. I use the Destiny 2 app and do the Fireteam option. That works really well. I especially look for people that are like, yeah, no, Mike, I don't want to talk to you. I just want to go do this thing. You know, bing, bang, boom, 10 minutes, we're in and out.
Yeah,
that's 100% how to get chosen for a raid or anything.
Right. That's right.
So I need to do that for the Master Nox Obscura quest because I need to do that to get the catalysts.
I have to do that too, and I don't want it. Everybody who has done it has said this thing sucks, and I don't want to do it.
Great. I've got that. The weekly missions that you need to do are all group missions, it feels like. So it's like, great. Yep. I can't do them either. So
those heroic battlegrounds are a lot of fun. They're challenging, but they're not too hard.
They're not too hard as long as you have other people.
Right.
I literally can't do them by myself is the problem I'm having.
Yep.
This is the true depth of my sickness.
Yes.
That's a title, by the way.
I'm already writing it down, don't worry.
Yeah.
Because I'm playing my strikes on a secondary character. Boston.
Gasp.
I don't know why is the problem.
Because you're fully in now.
No,
the space magic has you. What's your second class? No. Please say Warlock.
It is. My Warlock.
Let's go. Space magic.
So
for life.
My Titan is like 1554 and my Warlock is 1544. So that should give you an idea of how quick you can ramp up in this. And my Hunt is 1406 before anybody asks.
Nobody cares.
But the only issue I have is
I care.
I have zero good rolls for armor for my Warlock. Like zero.
Yep.
Everything's like 52, and it's just like, great!
My
Warlock is a super sponge.
I was going through like the intro campaign missions on my Hunter, just to like get access to the Throne World. And we talked before about how the Witch Queen story missions are really nice, because at like 3 or 4 points, it just spawns a chest where like, yeah, you fought a mini-boss, here's a chest, and like an armor piece, a gun, and an upgrade thing. And each armor piece I'm getting is a blue that is like considerably higher light level than the blue I was already wearing. And I'm like, all right, here we go. Not playing my other 2 classes. I'm in the, we call it gremlin mode. Just going to look like a gremlin, just wearing everything that's mismatched. It's great.
Well, that's my Warlock right now. It is full on, like, I have 1 piece of armor for every slot, and it's whatever piece I've currently most recently dropped, and then that's it. Switch it in, dismantle the other one. Switch it in, dismantle the other one.
That's the good stuff.
A bunch of blues and a purple that you came across by accident.
Yeah, exactly. I got like, I got a purple cape on. Ooh, all right. It's not going to stay here very long, but all right.
Yeah, because I'm also at the point where like my Titan has got like 6 or 7 masterwork pieces of armor, so it's like no, they are going to get bumped up to the light level when I need them.
Yeah, you have the good stats, you have the mods on there, you've invested, you're moving them up.
Mm-hmm.
This Warlock has
because...
a blue chest piece that, you know, is probably like purple and green color scheme out of the box, and you're just like, I'm not investing anything into this.
I literally don't care.
Yeah.
Here,
to
answer me this question. My son just sent me a text message because he's listening to the show. When can I play Destiny 2?
So is he going to play on the Xbox or is he going to play on the PlayStation?
You have crossplay either way.
Yeah, I have it for both systems because it's still on Game Pass, isn't it?
Until next week.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it leaves pretty soon. Yeah.
Ah, well then I have it for PlayStation.
If he's interested, and me and you are on the same-ish time zones, so we could probably get away with it. If he wants a hand throw my stuff, I'll help him.
It's rated T for a teen.
I know.
It's fine. The shooting's fine. There's nothing dramatic going on.
There's no blood.
I know.
No.
I've played the games. It just hasn't been in a very long time.
There's never been a better... Yeah.
If you need somebody else to join in...
That's right.
I will happily be the Sherpa to your journey and explain how little I know about the game.
You'll pay it forward.
Text Boston when I don't know, which is going to be every 5 minutes.
That's right. I got my phone on me all the time.
I'll tell my son, too, hey, while you're thinking about Destiny 2 right now, when are you going to beat Vesperia?
That's right.
Uh-huh. Well, tell him he can play Destiny after Vesperia.
That's right.
And then you know my gamer tags and you know how to get a hold of them.
That's right.
I can hear him talking out there in the living room.
Dad's so sad.
About you. But yeah, it's Destiny. It continues to be fun. It plays well, and legitimately, it has been a podcast game. I'm not even putting my video game headphones on. I'm unmuting my television and just listening to a podcast in one earphone while I'm playing the game. It's that level of video game. I did play a bit more Rainbow Six Extraction.
Mm-hmm.
The game continues to be solid fun every single time I play it. Also, the 3-star difficulty continues to be solid kicks in the private parts, because even with 2 people who are going slow, things can go south real quick.
And I feel like the 2 of you have a level of mastery on this game at this point, I think it would be safe to say. And the fact that the 3-star is still requires kind of super high level play out of you is pretty cool.
Yeah, I don't know if it's super high level play or just don't be idiots.
Okay. I like either one.
Because the reason we started doing the 3 stars is because we need to start getting used to the full breadth of the Anaconda Vice environment, whatever, the Archaeans, there we go, of the Archaean ecosystem. That was another wrestling joke, by the way, Boston. But we need to get used to the full ecosystem. So I was like, okay, so we're going to stick it on 3-star, just see how it goes. Because we need to start coming up against some of these bigger things so we can figure out how to take them down and how to do it successfully. So we went in, and then there's the Tormentors, which is... They're very strange creatures. They are completely armored from toe to head. Okay. They've got like a tiny little slit in the face, which is their weak point. And they turn into a puddle, move around as a puddle, and then come back into normal form again.
Oh my.
Sounds a little horrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they fire like homing bullets of energy at you. It's
of
terrible.
Baby, you got it all.
And we haven't even run into like regular versions of the Smashers yet, which are things that can just destroy entire buildings, apparently. So that's fun too, I guess.
Goodness.
Like, it was fun. Don't get me wrong, it was hard, but it was fun. And we did lose 2 people and then immediately went straight back into the same map on a 1-star difficulty to go and claim those people back.
That's right. I'm glad you can do that, though, because I feel like if you lost kind of your main squad and they're like, all right, get back in there on 3-star, it's like, I've probably done playing this.
No, I'm good. I'm good, thanks.
They're gone forever.
You don't want
I
to
don't need
sit
to
there
do
and
that
spend the time to build up a whole other crew just
That's
to
right.
lose them as well.
Hey, this isn't Dungeon Encounters. I'm not ready for that.
Well, it should give you an idea on the different levels of focus that me and Rob have, because Rob's got like 10, 7, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 6, 7, 8, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 7, 1, 1, 1, 1. That's like the levels of his operators.
Right.
Whereas mine is like 5, 5, 3, 6, 5, 3, 2, 4, 6, 3, 2, 4, 5, 6, 4. And it's just like, oh, I'm playing everybody because why not?
Right.
But yeah, it's Rainbow Six is still so much fun. Like it's dumb. It's our time where we just quietly talk crap about everything that's going on in our lives and the world today. We have fun. I played Destiny with one of his friends called Pete ? At the end of it. As well this week, which was kind of cool.
I like that you've got your like back-to-back kind of comfort food games that are kind of meeting different needs of like, here's kind of my podcast and largely solo game, and I play, Destiny you can play like with a bunch of other people who are playing stuff to play solo, and then you got your Rainbow Six, which is kind of your like your buddy game.
Yeah, and part of it also being a fun buddy game is Rob is usually drinking when we're playing it, which is
that's the good stuff.
To hilarity the longer we keep playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Rob is such a lightweight; he just can't handle anything.
Right.
I'm joking, Rob. Don't come at me. I'm aware. Stop. Just don't even at me, bro. And my final game this week, one which I'm hoping is shared between, if not two, all three of us.
It is.
Yeah, baby.
Only a little bit, though.
Same. Only a little bit for me.
Skywalker.
Only a little bit.
Saga?
Every time.
Roblox? What?
I think it's... Yes, the Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. I've played a level of this. That's about how much time I've had this week.
An episode and 2 levels.
Okay.
I will say that this is primarily my wife and son's game, so I played a level with my son while my wife was doing something else.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is probably the best Lego Star Wars game they've made.
I mean, at the very beginning, number one, that like intro cutscene where it kind of has these like smash cuts between different cool scenes from all the movies, very cool. Like very much like, yeah, Star Wars is still pretty cool.
I'm also pretty sure, by the way, that they're using the Lego movie tech for this, because the cutscenes all look like they're ripped straight from like the Lego movie tech with like the scuff marks on the Lego pieces and everything.
And man, this game looks really good. Like, loading into that first, like I loaded up, for me it defaulted to episode 4.
Yeah. It always does it in release order, but when it comes to these games, I always play them episode order.
Oh, okay.
My son is playing through Phantom Menace right now with my wife.
Oh, okay. So I started episode 4, which hilariously starts at the end of Rogue One. It does not start at the beginning of episode 4, which is really good. Yeah. And man, like that's... I know people will be like, yo, okay, this is a good looking game. This game looks really good. Like in a really surprisingly, shockingly good looking way.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Like I'm torn still on the lack of isometric view and the behind the character point of view, like the third person.
It's a little...
Which means it doesn't do the isometric split screen either anymore.
No, yeah.
Oh,
it's
interesting.
Just a straight vertical drop down.
Which makes it kind of harder, but not... I mean, if you've ever played like a co-op game, like third person, it's nothing different from that.
Speaking of split screen, TVGP alumnus, the Hannah in Discord, said that he saw something saying that on the PC version, if you have multiple monitors, each person gets their own monitor. So if you're playing two players, it's just great. You have monitor 1, you have monitor 2. That is a really clever way of doing it.
Yeah, that's super smart.
Yeah.
Why has that not been done before?
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, oh,
That's what I said. It's like, now I want this to happen on consoles, where if I plug in 2 HDMI cables into a console, I want it to split between TVs.
That's right. My Xbox One has an HDMI in and an out. Let's figure it out.
Well, all you need to do is you need to buy it on the PlayStation and then get that Sony TV that had the VR glasses where it showed one person one screen and the other person the other screen, where they were playing co-op, which like 2 games supported. I think it was.
So you're saying this supports the Vita's second screen? All right, I like it.
But you have to make sure that you have passive 3D and not active 3D.
That's right. Oh God. By the way, for anyone listening, it doesn't support any of that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
There's a lot in this game fairly immediately that feels significantly different. Like you're talking about kind of the behind the back shooting of just like left trigger, right trigger, which is pretty weird and interesting. Like it functions well. Like it's fine. The first time they tell you to touch the touchpad and go buy upgrades and skills, I'm just like, you have so many skill trees in this game.
Those menus are insane.
The Kyber bricks, where there's like 11,166 of them or whatever. Which and I was just like, they show up on the screen though of your map.
Yeah, so. And I was just like, there is so much in this game, and I love 100%ing these games, and this is gonna be so much game.
This is like 100%ing 6 generations of this game right here.
That's right.
Yeah. So they always have one egregious achievement in these games. They always do.
Oh,
it's always one of them. Usually it's the 100% achievement, because why not? You know, there's apparently there's an achievement in this game for getting 10 billion studs.
Easy peasy.
Go to hell.
Which is enough to buy everything in the game several times over, by the way.
Well, and by the way, about studs, unlike previous LEGO games, my son and I figured out that when you die, you don't lose your studs. It's not like in the previous games where it's like everything is banked, and at the end of the level you fill up, that bar to see if you got max studs or whatever.
Right.
Any stud that you pick up goes straight into the bank. So if you die, you don't lose anything.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Because they've got the 3 stages of that True Jedi meter now, which is really interesting way of doing it.
And they've also got like that multi-combo meter thing, where it's just you spamming whatever your attack button is to get your combo.
Yeah, the first trophy I got was like, you put your combo up to times 30, and I was like, that great. I'm just shooting stormtroopers here. Like I'm just having a good time.
Well, that explains why you got it. My first achievement was you guys got yourself a ship, which is for 17,000 studs, which is the direct reference to Luke saying, I believe, for that amount of credits, we could buy our own ship, which is hilarious.
It's really good. Yeah.
I
don't like you either is the name of that trophy, by the way, Boston, which is...
Oh, really?
All right, that's a good one. Yeah, Moon, you love your referential trophy and achievement names, and this,
good.
You're going to be eating good on this one.
All of the LEGO games do this. Like my favorite one of them all will forever be "Do I Know You?" and it's to kill the Human Torch as Captain America.
That's one of the best
Chris
ones.
Evans.
Yep,
it's so good. But there is so much stuff in this game.
Yeah,
you can buy it so that way your characters murmur instead of talk, so they do the old LEGO murmur.
Oh,
that's pretty good.
That's pretty good, but I think I like the voice acting because yes, they're all impressionists. It sounds like mostly.
It does.
They're pretty good.
They're all really
pretty good.
Yeah,
and some of the lines are pretty banging. Like I was in I was exploring Theed in Naboo. For those of you who don't know, who aren't in with the lore,
that's right.
I was exploring Theed. And now, whenever you're a character class and you go near something that your character class cannot intervene with, they will spout out a voice line to let you know, oh, this class can't deal with this.
Right.
So I was running around as Sam Wessel, which is the shape changer from Attack of the Clones, for those of you who don't remember. That's the one who sent the droid to send the bugs to kill Padme. And I went up to something that's like, oh, well, no matter what I change into, I can't do anything for this. And it had like a little picture of Qui-Gon Jinn next to it. And I was like, oh, well, Qui-Gon Jinn's like right behind me. So I'm just going to shift into him and do this little puzzle thing. And as I approached it, Qui-Gon Jinn goes, "I have a very particular set of skills which could be useful here." And I was like, "Come on!"
I like
so
it.
Good.
Good job.
Like break the fourth wall over and over and over again, please, because that is just the best thing is it's not even him saying it; it's a knockoff impersonator of him saying it. But it's like if the fourth wall was broken like 6 times in a row. It's just like like
get that multiplier high enough. It can be.
That's right. Yeah, I think my only concern here is kind of my least favorite Lego game from a content perspective was Lego Batman 3.
Batman 3.
Where it's just
I never played this game because it scared me.
Oh my god, it's just like the amount of content there kind of on the surface was really good, and then they're like, all right, you're at like 50%. We've opened up 7 entire planets that all have a handful of side things and races and hidden stuff, and each one of those planets had like 10 different things on it. I'm like, what? I don't want to do all of this because now there's just too much. Like, if you had another planet that had all that stuff on it, that's cool. Like, I've got 2 places to go. That's my only concern at the start of this game is I don't want there to be 9 different big things.
Too much, dude. There's too much. All you got to do is open the galaxy map to know there is too much.
The fact that you can zoom out from a map to another map,
like 6 times.
To another map.
No.
Yeah.
Oh no!
My son was showing me that, and I'm like, "This game's really big," and I'm like, "Yeah, that looks really big."
Yeah, that's my only concern.
You press down on the D-pad, and it's like, "Here's the floor you're on," and then you press it again, it's like, "Here is the building you're in." And you press it again, it's like, "Here is the part of the map of the planet that you're on. Here is the planet you're on. Here is the galaxy map, by the way." And it's like 30 different planets, all with red little exclamation marks on it, and it's just like,
I could be okay with the number of planets they're there as long as each one of them doesn't have the same 12 different types of things to do on it that the other 29 planets did. I think that's what bothered me about Lego Batman 3 was like each planet has 5 races on it. Each planet has 10 of these things.
Here's a puzzle, and
here's air races, here's flight challenges, here's like if each planet has something a little bit different, I feel like I'd be okay with that as long as it isn't 5 air, 5 flying races times 30. That's too much.
Yeah.
Well, they're definitely pulling in as much as they can from Star Wars stuff. Like I've seen some concept artwork, which was Clone Wars, looked like it was inspired by the show, not the actual movie, The Clone Wars, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not expecting that to be in it at all.
Right.
But I've also seen like they talk about what is it, Kirion Dali, I think it is, who is the cone-headed Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
There is a huge story involving him and all of the Jedi Masters doing a hunt, and you've got to put their statues in the right order based on who won the hunt.
Oh,
and it's like,
also,
come on.
Also, I forgot to mention, because I started in episode 4, when you pop the Stormtroopers' helmets off, they all look exactly the same, which is really good.
Nice.
I like it.
Yeah. My wife bought an upgrade that, how when you leave like a lightsaber cut, you got like that molten metal or whatever line in the air. This leaves rainbow colors behind now.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
My son, I had posted a picture in Discord, figured out how to duplicate characters in the game, which apparently they don't do anything. They're just there, but you can swap in between them. So he had about like 10 or 15 other Mandalorians behind him as he was running around on Tatooine.
Yeah. Man. I don't know.
The pets. I still don't know what's up with the pets, but we did have Baby Yoda following us in his little crib thing, and my son figured out that if you attack him, it closes the crib, and Baby Yoda hides in there.
It's pretty good. I don't know. First impressions seem really good. This seems really solid. Seems good.
I have one complaint so far. There's not enough building. That's it.
That's interesting. I wonder if there's more of that when you get into like the free play open world stuff.
Possibly, but so far, like all of the levels have been a lot of force manipulating objects to build a staircase for you to stand. And
Jumping puzzles.
Stuff like that. Jumping puzzles, yeah.
From what I'm hearing,
each
of the story levels are really short too, right?
Yeah, and basically it's 5 campaign missions included in each of the episodes.
Okay.
And between each of those missions, you've got a walk and talk section, basically, where they talk about the plot. Then you go do a campaign mission, more walk and talk, campaign mission, more walk and talk. But like, I got to Coruscant, and like Coruscant has got like 9 different sections. It's like east section, west section, east apartments, Jedi temple, embassy, and it's just like, oh, there's so much stuff here to do.
That's wild.
But like, literally, so far in like the entirety of episode 1, all the way through to probably the 2nd or 3rd story mission in episode 2, I have built one thing.
Okay.
And that's the hold B and get the thing, which was always so satisfying. I've done that once.
That's surprising because
it was Jar Jar that made me do it.
I think
because we did it in Naboo for the statues there. Because my son and I built the statues and then did the puzzle. Okay. And then there was something else that he had found too.
Oh, if you're talking about the Angel Wing ones, then yeah, that's
I think so.
That's part of the open world stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, in the first mission in episode 4, I think I built 2 or 3 things. So it seems like it might be a little bit uneven on kind of
possibly
what you're doing in each story mission.
I love the little dioramas as well when you're selecting an episode.
Mm-hmm. Those are really good.
Like, the little animated things. They're just like, yeah, okay. There's Obi-Wan fighting Django on the planet I forgot the name of.
Oh man, yeah, I don't know.
That's not my strength. I know the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
But no, I'm genuinely enjoying this so far, and I like the voice acting. I like that.
Yep.
They're cutting out so much from the story, but I'm fine with that because they're just getting me from point A to B at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the fact that they're still being stupid Lego people.
Yes.
No matter what's happening, they're still stupid Lego people.
Yeah, I'm glad that's still in there.
Yeah, when Anakin won the pod race, Qui-Gon Jinn just threw him in the air and spun him around a bunch with the Force, because why not?
Great. That's good.
Like, sure.
Yeah.
Jar Jar is his usual comic relief.
Sure.
But it's like all of the stuff going on. Like, I really like it. The background stuff, like I said, those cutscenes legit feel like they come straight out of like the Lego movies.
Yeah,
because
it looks really good.
You see those details that they put in those movies, and it's like, I wonder if they're procedurally generated or not.
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't know.
But no, it's fun. I'm really enjoying this game so far, and I cannot wait to get back to it and spend the next year and a half trying to beat it, because it's a Lego game.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that's all I've been playing, Mr. Nimp.
I also just want to throw in real quick that I had picked up the the deluxe edition or whatever for my son that came with the Luke with the blue milk mustache Lego minifigure.
Yep.
So
Mandalorians.
It's really good.
Yes, it's really awesome. So this week, before I get into my games, this is still game related. I took apart my PS4 because that thing sounded like it was on takeoff every time they went to go play Star Wars.
Hovering half an inch off the entertainment stand.
So for anyone that's never done these before, it is stupid easy. It's been a while since I did it for this one. And this is the launch PS4. 3 T8 security torque screws on the back of the console, slide off the bottom, blow that bad boy out. Couple more screws to take out the power supply, blow that thing out as well. Thing is whisper quiet now.
Yeah, there we go.
Can't even hear it anymore. Yeah. So if you have a loud PlayStation, just look up a video, take it apart. Trust me, it's not hard, and it does make a difference.
Yeah.
So games that I played this week, I've been all over the place.
Okay.
Triangle Strategy.
Yeah.
I did not have a whole lot of time to play it this week. However, what more I have been able to play, I am leaning more towards this feeling like a visual novel game, which isn't a bad thing. just because of how the story's going, you know, the branching paths and stuff like that. And then Monkey Senior had posted in Discord that he did not know that you could die in the game outside of a battle.
Yeah,
because of choices that he made.
Yeah, he died in like a cutscene, like a story part, and I was just like, that's wild.
So that's got me thinking. It's like, okay, everything that I've played, and from him talking about that, this is starting to feel more like a visual novel game, which I'm completely for.
Yeah,
because there is a lot of time where I'm just sitting there with it on auto, and and everything's voice acted, so I'm just letting them talk to me.
Yeah, just watching the movie.
Yeah, tell me a story about the shepherd. Anyway,
that's right.
So still really good game. I'm still really enjoying playing it. I have promoted, I think, 2 of my characters so far. You get these medals that allow you to promote your characters, which make them deal more damage. They look different, and they open up something else, like more skill, like they can learn different skills or something like that. I'm not 100% positive. So now my main character is walking around with like this cape in the battlefield and just looking suave.
Good stuff.
Really, really loving this game. I then jumped into Dreamscaper.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yes.
I'm in like the 4th area now. I think is the furthest I've gotten. And the bars have gotten to me.
Okay.
I know there are better weapons for me to play with, but I'm at 86% mastery on the Slug-O-Matic, so that needs to be at 100 now.
That's right.
Yep.
Gotcha.
That has caused a lot of my runs to be fairly short.
Yeah, I related to that. I changed a setting. Is once you progress far enough in the game, you can like set your initial loadout. I set a setting this week for your kind of your primary and your secondary weapons. I set it to any unmastered weapon, and that's been kind of fun. Where it's like, I've already done, the slugger, and I've already done all of those, done the yo-yo and everything. I want to see some cool new stuff. Like show me the neat new things.
Well, I can't tell if it's a flail or like a nunchuck, but it's like this thing that I swing around and it shoots fire sometimes.
Nice.
Is it the yo-yos?
I don't think it's a yo-yo. I don't believe so. There was another weapon that I'd found that was like a hammer that I have like this black sphere floating around with me, and anytime I attack something, the sphere shoots out like spikes in all directions. So it does additional damage, including me just hitting things with a hammer.
Those are good.
So,
have you gotten the option where when you go into go to playing the game, that you can set the difficulty of the different options?
Yeah, where I can start changing like how long the dungeon is and all that stuff. I have changed it so that way they're longer now.
That was going to be my recommendation. When Moon and I changed that setting over on We Roguelike It, I think that's where the game really clicked for both of us. Is like, all right, these levels are nice and long now. Like this is real good.
Well, and that's I don't mind the levels being as short as they were.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel like there was enough there for me to gain like mastery of the things that I was using.
Exactly.
So I was like, all right, let me see how much it increases the size of a dungeon. And even with it increased right now, I don't know if it upgrades further where you can increase it more, but right now, the way I have it, it still feels like a pretty short. Like I don't feel like I'm spending hours in this one area. It's still like, okay, instead of spending 5 minutes on a map, I'm now spending 10 minutes on the map.
Yeah. And now you have money.
Yeah. And now I'm finding secret rooms and figuring out that the orb thing in the middle I can actually open and get different items for.
Yeah.
And then figuring out what the icons on the map actually mean. So yeah, having a lot of fun with that game.
Dreamscaper is really good. It's on Game Pass. People should go play it. It's very good.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's not difficult either. That's the other thing. And I think the way they have it set up now, where it's just like a simple, okay, you died, so now you woke up.
Yep.
And now you have things to do in the real world, and you're done, so you just go back to sleep. I think would make this a lot like something to recommend to people, where it's like, okay, this is the one to try before you jump into like Binding of Isaac or
Yeah. Well, and just like Hades, it does have a god mode, like Hades did, called Lucid Mode, where every time you die, you get increased damage resistance.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So when I went to go check it out in my game, it's like, yeah, she already has 20%. Let's go. So it already sort of counted. So
cool. So outside of that, I have been playing more Voice of Cards: The Forsaken Maiden. Or as autocorrect has put it, Voice of
the
Cars.
Names get ridiculous.
Yep.
All the time. I am at the end of the game.
Okay. Another kind of shorter experience like the first one.
Yeah. I think I'm at 14 hours right now.
Nice.
The game has a weird difficulty wall, I'm just going to call it. It seems like they changed some of the balancing between the original game and this game. You don't really notice it a whole, like, you kind of notice it in the beginning, but then you really start to notice it once you're about halfway through the game, and you definitely feel it once you're towards the end of the game, where it's like you're fighting these things that have 100 health, and they're doing like 11 points of damage, 20 points of damage, and you have 40 health max, and you're doing like 7 points of damage, 9 points of damage.
Jeez.
Yeah, you feel it.
Yeah.
But on the plus side, I have a method going where eventually your main character learns an attack that inflicts paralysis as long as you roll a 4 or greater on a die.
Oh, okay.
So you can start to mitigate damage that way, where it's like, you know, this thing hits really hard, or you know this enemy will cast seal on your character so that way they can't use any of their abilities. So you can start to pretty much take them out of the fight and focus on something else without having to worry about all this other fun crap that's going on in this game.
Right.
But yeah, it feels like I'm in the last area. It feels currently, before we started, it feels like I'm literally in the same room with the final boss. I just have to finish uncovering the cards to see them.
Knowing this show, you're probably like literally 2 moves away from the final boss.
Yeah.
Yep.
I am not feeling that great about going into this boss, only because of the things that I just talked about and remembering how off the wall the final boss was in the last game.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
But I'm still I'm gonna give it a college try and see what happens, and then figure it out if I need to go grind or something. Because there's not like the weapon, like there aren't that many weapons for you to choose from as in the last game. The Maiden that you have, they just have the weapon that they started with. That's it. And it increases in damage and stuff as you completed quests and things. So the only thing you can do is really change out their armor. So I don't even know what I would do for that. But
yeah, it sounds like your options are much more limited.
Yeah, which is funny because this game has a lot more quality of life changes in it that if they make a third one, I would like them to keep those. You know, I would actually like it if they went back into the first one and added these quality of life changes to them. So yeah, it's not all bad. I don't know. I might get lucky and the final boss isn't as bad as I'm worried about.
Fingers
we all know that. Yeah, I'm just lying to myself. We all know
That's right. I like the optimism.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk in there and
chaos is gonna wipe you out.
Exactly. Right. It's just gonna be horrible. The last game that I played this week, I jumped back into Elden Ring. And boy, did that suck me back in a big way. I cleared the mansion that I was in that I had talked about with all the weird hand things.
Yes.
That was a weird horror place where they're literally dropping down like spiders, or you'll find, because of it being foggy, they'll bury themselves underground, but like the tips of their fingers will still be above ground. And they look like gravestones. And if you walk on them, they will close on you and just sit there and squeeze the life out of you. So I just ran past all of that.
That's
all of the horrors behind me. I found a door that none of them could fit through, and look, there's a grace right there. Cool. Now I can just fast travel to this point and not have to worry about it.
I like that you're just like running, screaming through a room, like half eyes closed, just like, no, please. Oh, I'm free.
I see nothing.
Nothing's here. Nothing can touch me. Nothing can hurt me.
I mean, I played it like I would if I ever found myself in a real Silent Hill kind of game,
That's right.
where
That's right.
I'm dead either way. I'm just gonna run through it.
Yep.
So I get past all this stuff, and I get to the end of the area, and there's like a huge open thing. I'm like, there has to be a boss here. This has got to be the boss. And at the other end, I see the doorway, and it's got the gold fog and all that. I'm like, okay, that's the boss door. Cool.
Sure.
I explore the big area. There's nothing really in there. I go to the boss door, and there's no prompt for me to go into the boss room.
So it's like when you're playing a third-person shooter and you like go through an area and then like it's behind us and like the cover slides up from underground. And you're like, okay, the boss is coming from behind me.
What, Boston?
The boss was behind you the whole time.
Before I turned around, the boss health bar shows up at the bottom of the screen.
That's great.
And there it is in all of its splendid glory, standing in the middle of the arena, charging at me.
Hand XL. Coming at you.
So, I was not prepared for that.
Nope.
I did manage to get it down to half health. Like I was so flat-footed on this that I couldn't get anything. Like, I couldn't think straight. It threw me off so hard.
So good.
So I got it down to half health, and then it finally killed me. And I'm like, all right, cool. Respawn at a statue, which put me right out in front of the boss door, the real boss door that now has the correct golden mist in front of it. Walked through there. I summoned my jellyfish, and then just went ham on this guy and took it out. No problem. Nice. But that thing had me so disorganized. I couldn't.
Those things are like, what's going on? Wait a minute. Oh no.
Like, every time I went to heal was at the most inappropriate moment where it's like my character pulls out its flask and I'm already eating like a halberd in the face, and it's like just couldn't get anything going. But the second time, knowing what was going to happen, that it worked out. So
nice.
Beat the boss, go into the next area. I find all these towers that I can go into. I find this other maiden. So I am no longer maidenless now. And as I'm doing this, I'm like, wait a minute, I thought there were supposed to be like a bunch of items in this area, and that was the whole reason for me going into that manor to begin with.
Right.
So I pull out my phone, and yes, there's like 3 items that I intentionally was going to this manor for, and somehow just walked right by all 3 items.
Yep.
So then I looked up a guide, and I'm like, all right, where are these 3? And they're all where the hands live. And I'm like, not a problem, though. So I jump from roof to roof. Managed to get into a hole in one roof to get into a building that had the sword that I was looking for. I was like, cool. Now I have that. Walked out the front door, promptly died by one of the big hand things. I'm like, okay. Do the same thing. So that, because then I'm debating. It's like, should I even get, because I had like 10,000 ruins on me. I'm like, I could grind that faster than wasting time to get it. And I'm like, now it's annoying me that the thing is there saying that I died here. So
yeah, it's the principle of the thing.
So I went down there and jumped from the roof and killed the hand thing now that I knew that it was there, and it did not know that I was there. And then got my ruins and continued on my way. Got the other 2 items and then said au revoir to that manor, because I am never going back.
Goodbye forever.
Yes.
Nightmare Manor.
And that's where I'm at right now.
Nice.
I attempted to kill a dragon. I got it halfway down, and then it just disappeared. And I don't know if it's a glitch or if something else is happening. So I'm like, all right, so that happened. And now I'm in an underground area looking for a wolf guy. And
all typical From Software stuff. I love it.
Yep.
I have no clue where I'm at or where I'm going. I just keep wandering around.
You're just vibing.
Just keep on trucking.
That's right.
So Elden Ring. Really love this game, and it is really hard to stop playing that game so that way I can concentrate on playing other games.
Yeah.
Since the last time I have played this game, they have nerfed a boss, then went back and fixed that boss. And now I'm hearing that some other things have been nerfed that I don't know what they are. I don't have them yet. I haven't fought whatever it is they're referring to, or I haven't claimed the item of some other thing that I could have gotten at some point. That was game breaking that everyone was using.
It's always the stuff I see on Twitter where people are like, "Oh, they nerfed the Scimitar of the Blood Moon. Come on, my whole build was based around that." I'm like, "Yeah, man, that's rough."
I am running around with the throne of Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Like, that's what my great sword looks like right now. Okay. It's just all of these blades that are just shimmied together, and that is what I'm using right now.
It's a real Final Fantasy VII sort of thing going on. It's great.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's all I've been playing this week. Boston.
I have not had a lot of time to play stuff this week. So whenever I've had any free time, I've been trying to focus on Horizon Forbidden West. I think I talked last week about like hit a story beat, and then they're like, go do these 3 missions. So I've done all 3 of those missions. I got a whole bunch of upgrades to kind of open up open world things. So I've been chasing those down as I've been going around. One of those, after I was done with all 3 of those, one of those opened up the arena. Musum and I talked things. Yeah, Musum and I talked about this on Pup this most recent month. I agree with him. It's not a super fun time. And I get what they're going for. So essentially they're going for, here is a small arena with like no cover, no hiding spots, anything. It's purely combat focused, which is fine. But they're turning each one of these encounters into like a combat puzzle, which I don't think that's the strength of Horizon for me, because the game is really trying to push you into like, oh, you're going to be fighting this type of bird, so you can use this type of weapon to like trap it on the ground, and use this type of ammo to explode the canisters to do. I'm just shooting it with a bow and arrow. Like, I know I'm not doing it the most optimal way, but that's not how I like playing this game. I like using, like, putting all my skill points into doing the concentration, which is when you're aiming down your bow, you click in the right stick, it slows down time, so you have time to kind of like hit, you're like laser accurate on the weak points you're trying to hit.
Yeah.
That's how I like to play these games. So that stuff isn't very much fun, and they put a time limit on each one of them that is very strict. And essentially, for each battle you win, you get these items, tokens, something, some sort of currency. And the reason why you're going through this is there's a vendor just standing right outside the arena that sells like the best weapons and armor in the game. So it's like, well, now I have to do it because this is a perfect bow for my build. This is a perfect piece of armor for my playstyle. I gotta go get it. I made it through the first 4. There's like 5 sets of 4 battles, I think it is. I made it through the first 3 fights. I had to try some stuff maybe a couple of times just to prioritize stuff the correct way, or kind of make sure that I hit weak points on an enemy to make them explode and damage other enemies, stuff like that. And where it really took a turn for the worse for me was the last battle on the first set. You have to fight the giant snake monsters. Slither Fangs, I think they're called. They all have like cool robot names.
Do they? Because that sounds kind of dumb.
It sounds like something from Harry Potter.
Yeah, but I mean, Turf didn't write it, so. But, so you go in and you don't have your loadout. They give you a specific loadout to fight that boss. That's not fun at all for me.
No.
And the reason why they do it is they have leaderboards for those battles. You can see how fast people clearing it in like 23 seconds, and I'm like, cool. I'm on my 7th minute, and that boss is at like half health.
Man, those people who are clearing it in 23 seconds are glitching or something anyway. They're breaking the game.
A lot of it is like, and I can see the fun but it's not what I'm here for. Of like, all right, I hit the boss 2 times with this one weapon, which kind of primes them for this weapon, which makes them explode, and they take triple damage from this other thing. It's a really cool idea that I just don't like in this game. So I set it to story difficulty, and I blew through all of those battles, and I had a blast. It was great. That's my recommendation. It sounds like Angelo F. from the community and Musim and I have all done those. All those fights that way, and our recommendation is like, yeah, that was a bunch of fun. And then as soon as I was done with that, put it back to normal difficulty, and I'm on my way with the story. Because normal is a fairly solid challenge. Like, you, in story difficulty, you're doing at least 5 times the normal damage you're doing, and any enemies that hit you are doing... I have like 600 health at this point, I think, and any enemy that's hitting me with anything is doing maybe 5 or 10 health. Like, it's you can just face tank a ton of stuff, which is great. But I kind of like the challenge of normal difficulty. It feels a little bit more balanced between the two of them. So I blew through that. I'm kind of continuing with the story here. I really wish I could talk about literally any of the story stuff at this point, because you keep running into really great story beats that are extending the story of the first one in pretty interesting ways. It has been a really long time since I have seen Lance Reddick's character, which is a real bummer, because... after hearing him in Destiny 2 for so long, hearing him just hate your character is really great. And like really talk down to Aloy a lot, of just like, oh god, you actual child. Like, okay, I will explain it to you again. And then I totally forgot the other bad guy is voiced by Angela Bassett, who does a really great job in this game, and is really killing it. And I haven't seen her for a really long time either. I have been unveiling a lot of the map and just getting lost, which is half of the fun in these games. But I am kind of back on the main story path here, which I'm all the way to the western edge of the map at this point. So I'm
but that's forbidden.
I know it is. Well, I am like maybe 2 minutes away from the big settlement that I am not allowed to go into, and then another character is like, I gotta go, but for real, don't come see us. Like, for real, it's gonna be very bad for you specifically. Please don't come. And then like 30 minutes later, Aloy's well, I guess I gotta go there. All right, let's do it. But the thing I like about this game is you're going and you're doing that. You're going to that place to go do a specific thing because you keep hitting all these hurdles of like, all right, I've made this progress. But now to kind of tie all this stuff together, we're running into yet another problem. So going to that place to go do X, Y, and Z does make a lot of sense, other than, well, it's the only town I haven't been to on the map. Let's go over here. So I'm pretty excited to go do it. I haven't done it yet because I know it's going to... The way that the story is ramping up, I know it's going to be like a couple of missions in a row probably, and I haven't had the time to sit down for like an hour and just make progress on all this stuff, unfortunately. Probably won't for the entirety of this week, which really sucks because I want to see where the story goes.
Just bring your PlayStation to the hotel with you.
Yeah,
and your TV.
Man, if the PS5 wasn't so big, I'd be like, yeah, I could just toss it in a bag, no big deal. But like, I'm bringing enough other stuff from my house to this slightly sketchy Airbnb. So
you just put the PS5 into a Pelican case.
That's
and
right.
Then you strap that Pelican case into a seatbelt.
That's right. my precious cargo here, my PS5.
Or you can always do Xbox Game Pass game streaming. It works pretty well.
It's true.
Just saying.
It's true.
How's he going to stream it, though? He can't leave it on in his house while it's being fumigated.
That's right.
You literally just stream it from the Xbox servers.
Yeah. I mean, if it was
you don't
on
have to do it
Xbox,
through the.
yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Alas, PS5 exclusive, not on Xbox. Not until Microsoft buys Gorilla. Scoop
PS4
them.
remote, put it on a laptop, then grab your NVIDIA Shield.
That's right. It's foolproof. It'll happen. Yeah. But unfortunately, that's all time I've had to play this stuff this week. Let's take a break.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie. Every time I look at the Steam Deck, I kind of want to get one, but I'm waiting for longevity. Like, I'm waiting longer for reviews to come in to see, because they were already talking about like how loud it is with the fans and stuff. I'm like, okay, is that going to turn into an issue with heat sinking and all of that? And
yeah, like after 6 months, is it like the fan never stops spinning? It's like a launch PS4, like we talked about.
Yeah, or like, hey, the B button that's floating off the edge there eventually just stops responding.
It snapped right off. Well, and I think the question too for Valve is like, it's not necessarily because they're still putting out updates for like the Steam Link. Like every once in a while I'll turn it on. I'll be like, yeah, all right, let's update this thing. But the question is like, how long is it going to be before they make a version 2, if they ever are going to? And then how long are they going to keep updating the OS on that thing? Like, how long are they going to keep supporting Windows and Linux installs on that thing? Like, what is the full picture for this thing long term?
Yeah, because that was the other thing. They were still talking about what is that thing called? Proton, or what? The Linux?
Proton,
yeah. They're still adding support for that.
Yeah.
And then there was talk about having like a Windows OS possibly on there as well at some point.
Yeah, they released not too long after the release. They put out the Windows drivers, except for audio was still a little weird.
Yeah,
I feel like
I
feel like they've fixed that at this point. But yeah, there was a lot of people bought the Steam Deck to play Destiny 2 on the go, and
then got told don't, or
ban you. Bungie was like, don't, because we're gonna ban you. Like, we don't support this. So they're like, well, I'll install Windows on now. That doesn't work. Okay. So Valve got the drivers out pretty quickly, but there's still some small issues. But
I mean, it seemed, from what I have been reading, even the cheapest one, which is the one I would go with, because I'm not spending $5.99 on one of these things.
No.
Would be the one I would look at, and from everything that I've read, that's a pretty good deal with what you get.
Mm-hmm. It seems like
you don't
the
have
lowest end
NVMe
one is solid.
It's like the only thing you're missing out on is the internal hard drive not being NVMe or something like that.
Yeah,
but everything saves on to basically an SD, which is a flash, so it's it's fast no matter what.
Yeah.
And then the whole talk about them coming out with basically their own Steam dock so that you can plug it into a TV. And I'm like, man, that sounds even cooler.
Is that out already, or is that still coming?
I don't know. I've just heard people talking about it. I don't know. 'Cause it was the whole thing that it basically works like a Switch dock.
Right.
Where you get... I don't know if I'm making this up now in my head or not, but I thought they said there was like a little boost of performance with if you had it plugged into the dock.
There's a dock too. Steam Deck props up your Steam Deck while connecting external displays, wired networking, USB peripherals, and power. You can also use a powered USB-C hub if you have one lying around. Coming late spring 2022.
Okay.
This thing looks like a nightmare on screen.
It looks stupid, but
look, I have it on stream. Look at this thing. There's so many cables coming out of the back end of this thing.
Yeah.
Gosh.
It looks like a docking station you would find
for a laptop. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wild. Yeah, I'm what's the lowest end price for the
I think
Steam
it was $399.
Yeah, $399.
Yeah.
$650 for the highest end one is so expensive.
And like I said, like the only difference hardware-wise between those price points is just the hard drive that you're getting. Like, nothing else. It looks like nothing else has changed.
Yeah, even the top end one is like anti-glare etched glass. That probably does not make that much of a difference.
Let's go talk about Gorilla Glass with Apple and.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, It's something I'm keeping an eye on right now.
Mm-hmm. And like in 6 months, when someone gets sick of it and they're like, I never really played it, is it going to pop up on eBay for like $250? Yeah, I mean, maybe I'll scoop that up. Yeah. Sure. You know,
like, if I wait 2 years, is there going to be a fire sale for these where I get one for $1?
$50. Hell yeah, let's get the Steam Link.
Plug them in together.
Oh, it comes with a dock for $10 more. Yeah, let's go.
Exactly. You guys see me in here with a daisy chain Steam Deck setup.
I got 3 of them working together. This stuff runs great. God.
Yeah, and then you're just going to use them all as towers for your quests.
That's right. That'd be perfect.
Never. I will never buy a quest or whatever meta's changing the name of those two now.
God. It's literally called a meta quest.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
I had heard that they were changing the name to it. I'm like, yeah, good for you guys. Never buying one.
Yeah. So stupid. All right, you guys ready to wrap this thing up?
Oh, maybe.
Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's talk releases for the week of April 11th, 2022. 13 Sentinels Aegis Rim comes out on the Switch. Early reviews of this seem to say, yo, this is a good port. So, a good port of a good game sounds like a pretty good time.
I still need to play this game.
Yeah, I played like an hour and I was like, yes, this is incredible. I should play more of this, and then didn't.
There was the other one that you had talked about too that either came out around the same time or before this. I think it was Sakurai Wars?
Yeah, Sakurai Wars.
From Sega?
Yeah. I want to play that too. It's like $10 at anywhere.
I know, I
keep
seeing it coming up for sale. I was like, I should just buy that. It's like, I ain't got time for this right now.
Yeah. Ain't got time for another RPG visual novel. Sheesh. Cat Cafe Manager is coming out on Switch and PC. This is exactly what it says on the tin. It's kind of your classic God game where you're running a cat cafe. It looks really good. I'm pretty interested in it. I can see Moon clicking on the link in his little purple icon is here, just saying like, yeah, I'm gonna watch this trailer. So 2 thumbs up. Seems pretty cool.
Dude, it has cats in the title, which means I'm legally obligated to look.
That's right. Next up, Nobody Saves the World comes out on PS4 and PS5. Nice to see the window of exclusivity was short on that, unlike Final Fantasy VII Remake. Cough, cough.
But which version, Boston?
I know. That surely isn't the problem. Square Enix
Retrograde, reintegrate, whichever it's called.
That's right.
It's in retrograde.
That's right. Chemtrail version, something. Last game here, Road 96 comes out PS4, PS5, Xbox One, and Series consoles. We saw this on like a Summer Games Fest thing maybe 2 years ago, where it's kind of a narrative.
I think so.
Yeah, it's like a narrative-driven kind of first-person adventure game where all the previews and stuff that are coming out of this recently are every time you play this game, it's going to be very different because your choices are going to change the path through this game pretty wildly. So that's exciting. Looks really cool. I think that seems like a pretty neat game coming out. Let's talk about news stories. Talking about Square Enix doing unexpected stuff. Hey, let's announce Kingdom Hearts 4 on Sunday morning.
First thing I heard about when I woke up this morning is my son's like, hey, did you see the trailer? I'm like, I literally just got out of bed.
Yeah, I was waking up and I was kind of laying in bed and checking Twitter, and someone was like, LOL, Kingdom Hearts 4, and I was like, that is really fun. Oh no, they did. Okay, they announced Kingdom Hearts 4. They started...
Pretty sure I got this news from John T. Drake.
That sounds about right. They put out like a 7-minute trailer, and the first couple of minutes of it are like the two
mobile games.
Yeah, the mobile game they have working on right now, don't ask me the name, and another mobile game coming out, don't ask me the name on that one either.
Yeah.
Then they got to the Kingdom Hearts 4 stuff, where it's the start of the Lost Master arc, that I don't know what that means, and takes place in the Quadratum, which also seems to be a city. I also don't know what that means. So We're back on the Kingdom Hearts train.
Got some real Lightning Returns feels off of this trailer.
Yeah, my favorite thing about this is Nomura is still angry that he couldn't make Final Fantasy Versus 13, so every game he's putting out now just gets one step closer to making it. And
I'm here for that.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 4 is very much like, hey, remember that city from Final Fantasy Versus 13? It takes place in that. You shouldn't have told me no, Square. Like, it's just like, all right, no one's stopping Nomura at this point. No platforms or release window has announced. The direct quote from the trailer is magic in the making, so we're like 3 or 4 years away from seeing this thing.
Yeah.
There's some translation weirdness going on because they've been giving a lot of interviews today, but it's Sunday everywhere, so there's a little bit of secondhand info. It's hard to tell if the trailer was made in Unreal Engine 4 and for the full game they're on Unreal Engine 5, or if they are transitioning from 4 to 5 at this point early in the development. Not entirely sure. But it is in Unreal Engine again. It looks like it will be probably releasing in Unreal Engine 5. Which is exciting because, boy, does the stuff in that trailer look real good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good-looking game. It's also very fun to see the cycle of Kingdom Hearts announcements coming up again, where it's a more what the trailer shows a more realistic Sora in like Shibuya in the real world.
That was insane.
Yeah.
You know what it reminded me of, unfortunately? Sonic 2006.
Oh boy. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a little less Princess and Hedgehog smooching in this one. But
well, it's Kingdom Hearts though. So
also, people probably should have played Kingdom Hearts 3. Just a wink and a nod for what they show here. But looks really good. And I like the cycle has started of people being like, well, I don't know if I like the art style. It's like, guys, the whole point of these games is they go to like 15 different worlds that all look different. You have no idea what this game is going to look like or play like.
Or do you? You heard what they said in the trailer. You can leave this world, but you can't come back.
That's right. Organization 13's back. I thought we were
no place to hide.
Okay, that's right. Metal Gear Solid. But they showed a little quick like gameplay snippet that looks largely like Kingdom Hearts, but he has like a hook now.
He's got a hook shot.
Yeah, he's got like a grappling hook now. So cool. That looks great. He fights a big heartless thing, which that's Kingdom Hearts, man. So I don't know. I'm excited to take the ride for whatever they decide to put out next and just be like, yeah, cool. I have lost the plot of these so long ago, and I'm here for the pretty lights.
I hope they bring back Final Fantasy characters. That is the one thing I hated about
they
Someday.
never will.
Someday. I know, but I really want them to.
I know. Trust me, I want Leon in Kingdom Hearts as much as everybody else. Not rookie cop Leon S. Kennedy. Leon, formerly known as Squall.
All right. The two things.
If they bring back like the prototype version of Lightning that they showed in Versus into this new world that they're making, I would just check that off and be like, no, that's all I needed.
Yep, we're good. The two crazy theories I've seen so far today is someone thinks they have spotted an at Walker's foot in a scene. I don't think that's going to happen. The other thing is someone ran away with the theory that at the end of the trailer there's like a horn, like a trumpet kind of stinger at the end, and people are like, Marvel movies. It's like, guys, Marvel isn't the only one that get to use horns.
Could you imagine the stupidity of going from original Disney worlds to now you're there with Captain America?
Yeah, now I'm here with Tony Stark. Tony Stark talking about let's find the keyhole. God, I just like
you got Bruce Banner sitting there talking with Obi-Wan Kenobi, comparing the Millennium Falcon to the quad jet.
I mean, you're just talking about a Star Wars Lego game at this point. Like, I'm already playing one of those.
I'm here for it. Just put everything in this game.
Yeah, I like that. Nearly 15 minutes after the trailer was released, everybody's brains have already been poisoned. So, just another Kingdom Hearts game.
Skin in there for Donald Duck.
That's right. We're set. Yeah. So Donald and Goofy are in it again, which is just a punishment at this point. As someone who likes the Kingdom Hearts games, like, please. Although it does appear they look like they're in hell, which is okay by me. Speaking of Unreal Engine 5, Epic formally announced and sort of launched Unreal Engine 5 this week. It's been in early access for a while, as developers have sort of been banging on it for a while. There's sort of the two big parts of the engine they're selling are the Lumen dynamic lighting system, which they're saying prevents developers from having to bake in light maps, which is kind of, as I understand it, one of the more GPU intensive things about modern day games. So that seems like that's going to free up a ton of headroom. And the Nanite virtualized micro polygon geometry system, which allows for, quote, higher polygon source assets without needing to worry about polygon and draw call budgets, end quote. That's a bunch of words that I feel like I get the gist of, but maybe not totally.
By incorporating the polygon mesh, you can.
That's right. Oh, meshes. Interesting. Fantastic. So they did release two, kind of, just like they did with Unreal Engine 4, they released two kind of built-in things in the engine. One of them is City Sample, which is essentially that Matrix Awakens thing that they put out with all the Matrix stuff stripped out of it. So if you kind of want to look at wandering around kind of a fully featured environment, you can do that. And then they released the Lyra Starter Engine, which is a networked multiplayer game that uses Epic's online services for matchmaking. And they're kind of giving you the code base and the foundation for, here's how you could put multiplayer stuff into UE5, and here's how you get kind of a full playable experience into the engine with either use it as a foundation for yourself, or here's kind of how you can get all this stuff up and running. Both of those things look pretty cool, and they look great. Epic released a list of studios already using Unreal Engine 5, including Crystal Dynamics, who used this opportunity to announce a new Tomb Raider game using UE5, which...
Good.
Yeah. Very excited for that.
I cannot wait to see which failure of a game Japan Square is going to blame this Tomb Raider for.
It just didn't meet sales expectations, Moon. Gosh.
Well, Avengers came out 6 years before it, but still...
That's right.
We're going to say that the death of the Avengers is responsible on this Tomb Raider.
Gosh, we just can't make that money back after selling 13 million copies of this game. Sheesh. Gosh, just such a shame.
I hate that relationship so much, by the way.
Yeah,
It was only made worse by the fact that they did release saying, hey, this is what it sold, and it did not meet expectations. And everyone looked at them saying, those were our expectations. What are you looking at?
Right. Are you looking to sell like 30 million copies? Like, you're not putting out GTA 5, man. I'm sorry. So I liked all three of those reboot Tomb Raider games. I didn't finish the third one because we were talking about games that are way too big earlier. I just ran out of steam with that game. That game was way too big. So I'm hoping they kind of get back to paring that experience down a little bit. But I like those games a lot. I'm excited to maybe see the return of press effects. Let's see what crazy hair physics system they have this time.
In UE5.
That's right. Other studios that are in there are literally every Xbox and Microsoft studio is listed on this sheet. Devolver, Remedy, Sumo Digital, Supermassive, Dodge Roll, the studio behind Enter the Gungeon, is listed under there. Liquid Swords, which is the studio that a bunch of ex-Avalanche people founded. Tencent Games, which is, half the gaming industry at this point. 2K Games, and just like 35 other studios. So unsurprisingly, a whole bunch of studios are using UE5. Part of Epic's sales pitch for 5 has largely been like, hey, we made it really easy for you to transfer your UE4 project into UE5. So it sounds like that pipeline sort of moving from one version to another seems like it sounds like it's pretty easy. So fingers crossed. We'll see.
Yep.
Hopefully we'll
Sounds
start.
like it's supposed to be awesome.
Yeah, and like I think it was who's the Gears of War developers? Coalition?
The new developers, yes, it's Coalition.
Yeah, they put out kind of like a character-focused Unreal Engine 5 trailer, which looks really great. So we're sort of at that cycle of like, here's a person in a black background room, and man, they look super cool. Anyways, we're gonna get back to working on our game. So we'll see what comes out of that here over the next couple of years, probably. All right, let's move on to our questions. We carried over Feyre Rain's question from last week. She asked in Discord, says, given that you all have been playing video games for some time, I'm sure this will be an easy question for you to answer. What is one project that you wish that you were extremely excited to see come out that just never came out? No official news, it just disappeared, and Half-Life 3 isn't a viable answer. Half-Life 3 is not a viable answer because it already came out. Spoiler. Most people don't realize that.
The vast majority of JRPGs from late 90s to early 2000s that even now we're just now starting to get translated releases from or fan translations of.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the high point of like when Final Fantasy VII got announced, everybody's like, I'm sorry? We're missing a couple here. And it's like, well, let's tell you about the cool world of Japanese RPGs. And it's like, we have missed a lot.
In America, you got Final Fantasy III. The rest of the world got 6.
That's right. Oh man, those are some fun
Oh my
times.
god, just start that whole debate of no, what version of the game are you playing? And
we don't call it 2 anymore. That was 4. I know you played 2. I have a 2. Yeah.
This is kind of the cheating answer because the game technically came out.
Okay.
But Parasite Eve 3 with a budget and on an actual platform that matters.
Yeah, without it like
don't
kind of
count third birthday.
That's right. We only count
Even though
2.
I own it and it's sitting right there.
All right.
Like I said, it needs to come out on a platform that matters.
Yeah. Unreal
the
Engine 5.
The story needs to matter.
Yeah. We kind of got an answer about why this isn't coming out, but Fez 2 will always be my kind of unfortunate one that just never came out. I understand why he didn't put it out. The internet did not learn its lesson, of course, so we will never see that, unfortunately. But
I got 2 quickens. 1313.
Oh yeah,
that I had to the Star Wars
that just disappeared.
Yeah.
Just vanished from ever existing. That sucks that that's gone. That would have been potentially had some.
It sounded
really
like it was going to be
stuff.
really great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there was another one that I had in my head, and now it's gone. No, Scalebound.
Scalebound. Yeah, the Dragon headphones game.
Beats by Dragon. Like, come on.
Since you brought up Star Wars, I've got another one. Every KOTOR game that currently isn't in existence because they launched Knights of the Old Republic online and said, no, that is KOTOR 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Right, that's where all the story goes. Yeah. I actually have a really good list of games here from thegamer.com. Number 10 here is Agent. Remember that Rockstar Games game from the PS3 where Rockstar is like,
3?
we're gonna make a brand new game, and then it lived on their website until like 2020, I think, and then they just finally deleted it. BC from Lionhead Studios, another one of the Peter Molyneux joint, where it's like you're gonna be able to emulate the whole humanity. It's like stop.
Oh, the boy, Milo.
Yes. Yep.
The Connect. Milo.
Yep.
I miss Milo. Milo was a creepy kid.
That was around the time of LMNO. Do you remember that Steven Spielberg game where they're like, Spielberg's working with you? It's called LMNO, and working with Ubisoft, I think, and that never came out. StarCraft Ghost, I feel like, is a cheating answer because, like, whatever. That was never going to come out and never will.
But then they incorporated the character into like so many of their other games after that point. What was it, Nova, I think her name was?
I think so, yeah. Didn't she show up in Warcraft or StarCraft 2?
She showed up in StarCraft 2 as one of the hero
One of
ghosts.
the StarCraft 2s.
Yeah. And then she showed up in that that Dota type game hero that they
Heroes
made.
of the Storm?
Something like that?
Possibly, yes.
I always think of it as Heroes of the Dorm, because that was their college tournament series name.
Oh, Jesus. Star Wars Battlefront 3. Speaking of Star Wars.
Yeah. We're working on it.
Xbox One, that they
Any
showed
day
a
now.
video of it where it was like land fights, then he gets into a spaceship and goes into
just
space.
Flies into space. Yeah, no load
seamlessly.
screens. Yeah.
And goes into like a space battle too, and it was just like, really?
And then lands into one of the spaceships and starts doing like capture the flag or something like that.
And what's so funny, I feel like with the native SSDs of this generation, I feel like it's finally the time where it's like, I feel like we could see something like that actually happen.
Yeah, just release Mag 2, you cowards.
That's right. But I'm Mag 2! Yeah. Someone here mentioned Mother 3. I'm not even going to count Mother 3 because it's just never going to come out over here. It's just, you got to stop living the dream and either learn Japanese or get an emulator.
Do we want to talk about like the bad ones, like the NBA game for the 360, I think it was, or was it the Xbox One that literally got sent for review and then recalled?
Is that the one that came to the basketball?
It was so broke. It was an EA NBA game, I think. It was possibly...
Was it 12 or 13?
I think it was NBA Elite or something like that. It was
something like that, yeah.
And like
there's review copies out in the wild, but the game was never released, and there's like a ton of them in a warehouse somewhere.
Yep.
Sitting next to ET Atari games.
Yeah.
Because I think that was also one of EA's last NBA games.
Yeah, I think you're right, because I don't even think there was anything super wrong with it. Wasn't that a licensing issue?
No, I'm pretty sure that was the game was broken as hell issue.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe I'm thinking of a different one.
Yeah. But maybe it was broken as hell because of licensing issues. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
And licensing with professional sports has always been so rough, too, because it's like, yeah, if you don't have the licensing, or like the licensing got scooped up by EA at the last minute, it's like, well, we could redo this game as like, you know, unprofessional basketball, or we could just get rid of it.
Yeah.
Someone here has Dead Island 2. I think Dead Island 2 is probably legitimately still under development, but I think they're doing the right thing and just shutting up. Like, don't talk about that game until it's like 3 months out from release.
Don't do any more sick-ass trailers, please. Like,
That's
don't
right.
get people excited when you're still 6 years out.
I don't know. I think that one you can say they canned it because we've got 2 Dying Light games that are basically Dead Island games.
Yeah.
No. Ever since Forza came out and Forza released like 6 games in the space of time it took GT to put 2 out, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. I can't believe I didn't remember Skull and Bones. Game I've been waiting for, like most of this show's life for something to come out.
How is this not like on your list immediately?
I know. Metroid Prime 4? I don't know about that one, man.
Yeah.
Beyond Good and Evil 2 is another one that I am 99% sure has been canceled.
I've already figured it was.
Yeah.
Is Silent Hills worth mentioning here?
No. PT, yeah, that's never...
Yeah, I don't know if that wasn't... I feel like that one has to be a fine line between, like, was it canceled or did that relationship just never get off the ground? At least we got PT for a little bit.
True.
Payday 3, which LOL is never coming out because Starbreeze can't get their anything together. Oh, we forget about Star Citizen. a game that's out but will never actually ever come out.
It's still in development, dude, and now they have NFT plans as well.
You can still go there right now and give them any amount of money that you desire.
That's right. If you want to flush your money down the toilet, they will be happy to pick it back up.
They have been talking about tying chip access to the blockchain, by the way. Just so you know.
I swear to God.
I got an email about that.
That's the only destination for that game, is just, now it's on the blockchain. We've also restarted development.
Dude, and never ask a diehard fan of that game, hey, when's this coming out? Because,
well,
boy.
No, you dare. I swear, you just canceled. Yeah, I don't know. Man, I feel like Star Citizen has to be the point where we end that. That's just the forever never game, is just Star Citizen. Oh, man. All right, thank you very much, everyone, for listening. Visit us at tvgp.tv. Everywhere to find and follow us is on the right-hand side of the page, including links to the Discord server. We should come hang out with the best community on the internet. And don't forget to check out our Patreon, patreon.com/E1M1.
The ones and numbers.
Talked about all the cool stuff you get for your hard-earned money at the top of the show. You help me pay for the show. If you want to see where all the budget stuff goes, that's on the page over there. If you can't support us financially, totally understand. The best way to support us and any other thing that you like is to share it on social media, tell your friends, rate us 5 stars wherever you listen to us, and check out the YouTube channel. We still don't, I don't promote that enough, but if you want to see, I shoot video of everything we do. So even if we don't go live, like with Pop and Game Club and We Roguelike It and stuff, all that stuff goes on the YouTube channel. So go check that out over there. Thank you for listening. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
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 Nimp, what are your titles?
I have True Depth of My Sickness.
The only one I wrote down this week because it's really good.
Space Magic, Life.
Mm-hmm.
Anaconda Vice. Pete. Eating good on this one. For those not in the lore, Slitherfang, and Face Tanking.
Okay. Moon, what do you have?
Urube. I know it gets vetoed, but not written by a turf.
Right.
Pete. Passive 3D. True Jedi. Thank you. Tell me a story about the Shepherd. Hand XL. And legally obligated to look.
I forgot I said Hand XL. I have written down The True Depth of My Sickness, True Jedi, thank you, and Hand XL. Anything else jump out at you guys? I feel like True Depth of My Sickness is kind of on the short list here.
Yeah, I like that one.
Sometimes when as soon as a sentence has been uttered, it's like, that's probably going to be it.
Yeah. I even pointed out because I'm not going to have time to write this and keep talking, so I'm just going to say it right there.
Yeah, I was going to write it either way.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if I like any of the other ones as much as I like that one.
No, pretty much, to be honest, that's probably the standout one.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. I'll circle it. Let me know when you guys are ready.
Hang on. Email from my son now. And it's just Star Wars Lego pictures.
Man, kids are great.
Sets you want to buy.
Buy.
Just screenshots. Man, kids are great. I love it.
Dude, he sends me so much stuff. It's funny.
But he's really good. He's not busting into the room being like, Dad, Lego Star Wars.
He sent me this morning too about KFC. I don't know how well that's going to come on.
No, I can't read what the sign says.
It basically says KFC, our spicy chicken sandwich hits harder than Will Smith.
Oh, jeez.
And it's on a KFC
I feel like that's the right joke for your kids' age range.
It is. It's dad humor is where it's at with him right now.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm sorry. Did we pick one?
Yes.
I got so sidetracked. Okay, then I am ready.
Moon's got his thinking hoodie on. Will it be Paragon? Will it be Renegade?
I'm ready-ish. Probably Renegade.
Okay. Starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 755 for April 11th, 2022. The true depth of my sickness.
Both bumper buttons equals delete.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
DMCA. All right, thank you so much, everyone.
It was less than 30 seconds.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everyone, for hanging out with us. Appreciate seeing everyone. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.